Good evening, good evening to you all. This is Kumar Swami Mahavidyalaya, Ausa District, Latur, Maharashtra, India. Is running daily international conferences, and every day we meet new resource person with new topic. I welcome first of all our today's resource person Arti Kapoor madam, who is from San Francisco Bay Area, and topic is so much interesting: happiness and harmony at home and work. As you are knowing that we always try to keep us ourselves happy, but in few circumstances we can't achieve the happiness for us. At that time, such speakers, which are happiness and harmony coach, yoga mindfulness educator like Arti Kapoor madam, make you handle the situation in our office or at work with happiness. So we all are eager to listen her. I welcome Arti madam and also all of you, and we request from all of us to start her speech. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Baitkar sir. And I'm very happy to be here on your platform. Thank you for inviting me. And it's a great honor to be here with you all today. So today I had thought that I guess I have 15 minutes or Dr. Baitkar sir?
No time limit for resource persons.
Okay. All right. No problem. I can go on. Yeah. So today I had thought that I will make sure that what you gather here are certain strategies that you will know that you can create your own happiness and you don't have to depend on any situation. And I will make it very simple. I will make it doable, and I will make it fun. So in the end, you can let me know whether it was simple, doable, and fun or not. I want all three. This is my intention for this evening for you all. Okay, and it will be interactive. If you feel like answering, just unmute yourself and say something if you feel like, right, when I ask something. All right, so today, Dr. Baitkar gave a very good introduction that we want happiness and we want to have happiness in all situations. So here I am when we when we are at home, when we are with our parents, kids, uncles, aunts, grandparents, and we probably then go to office and we are with our colleagues. And since this is a university, you are with students and administration, fellow teachers, and then you go, maybe you go to the Kirana shop to shop. There are such different places that we all go to, right? So then you're going there, right? And I feel that when we think of happiness, we might think, oh, that was a beautiful vacation I had. It was so good. It made me so happy. Or an event, which could be maybe a wedding or a child born or anything, or maybe a promotion. Oh, that makes me so happy. Sure, it does. But when we are thinking like that, are we not postponing our happiness to just those big events? Let me know if you think that way. Maybe you could give a reaction of thumbs up if you agree. So that would be a way of me knowing where everybody's at and what everybody's thoughts are. So instead of postponing the happiness to certain events and certain situations, what if we can create happiness ourselves? because wherever you are going, you see, wherever you are going, whether you're at home or you're in your workplace or you're at a grocery store shopping or any other place, you are everywhere. You're meeting people. Am I right? We are always interacting with people, even when we are standing on the grocery store aisle and asking something, or we are at the counter. We're still having one person in front of us, and we are there interacting. Maybe not interacting. We're just there. Okay, just give me my groceries, my aloo gobi sabji, and everything, and then I'll push off to home. Right? But what if I told you that happiness can be generated? Just like the power plant does not have energy, it generates energy. Power plant does not automatically have energy. It generates. So same thing, if we thought ourselves as a power plant, I don't have happiness, probably I generate it from within. So if we can stick with that, and then let's see what can we do about it. If a long time ago, I read an article, I forget the name, I think it was by, it was a person named Mr. Shukla in India. And I know most of you know Kashi. It's a place where everybody wants to stay, in the last days of their, in the last days of their life. And he was interviewed once, and he has seen like so many people come in there, like around 40,000 people come in there. And he said the number one thing that people have as their last wish is to have a cordial relationship with the person that they didn't have throughout their life, right? So certain situations that make two people sour about each other, and then they stop talking, or they generally never felt happy together. It could be a brother or a sister or a spouse. And then he was telling this story that this person came in and said that I want to patch up with my brother. Could you please call my brother? I want to patch up with him. So then they called the brother, and the brother came, that he's probably, he'll live a little more. So please come in. And he came and he hugged the brother and he said, can we please remove or destroy the wall that is between our two homes? And I am going to dissolve every argument between us, and let's just be back together and happy together. And that's how he kind of felt that, this is what he needed to do to be even dying peacefully. So again, that is an event. Waiting for that event, it's a very strong message. Waiting for that event to be happy is something, it is fine that he did that, but can we do that now? Can we do it within ourselves every day? So let's begin with that introduction. So I want to tell what I have seen and what I have done in my life is that when we are with people, when we are with different kinds of people, in every relationship, there is one commonality. And that commonality is, if you can guess, is me, right? I am the one dealing with every person and every situation. So if I can create happiness in my own being, my state of being happy, then we are bringing in that happiness in every relationship. So the way that I can do it is by changing our state. And there are 3 ways that I can do that. So there are 3 ways that I can change my state if I am kind of sad, and I'm not saying that we can't be sad. Like there are moments that we want to be sad, that's fine. But the point is to have control over my own state at any given moment. So if I am feeling sad, you might kind of guess that if a person is sad, then maybe you see some change in the facial expression, right? I might be kind of like not smiling. I might be like my shoulders might be drooping, and my, body might be just kind of dull. And if I told you that somebody was so happy, and how would that person look like to you? Maybe smiling, sitting up tall, and with shoulders broad, and just having some sense of energy in them. Do you agree with that? That it could be that that change in the body, change in the physiology, just a little bit of movement in the body. You can do it right now while you're sitting and listening to me. Just change one aspect of your body, physiology. It could be just a smile. Just everybody smile and see how that makes you feel, right? You don't need anybody to be smiling at. You can just smile within yourself, right? So changing one aspect is changing your physiology, the way that you have kept you're using your body, changing, bringing some motion to it, right? And the reason is that I feel emotion comes from motion. See how the spelling is also emotion? Emotion comes from motion. So the little bit of motion that you're showing in your own body, you're going to create a different emotion. From sadness, you may come to happiness or whatever the emotion that you would like to feel in the moment, right? So that is one, changing your physiology to bring a state of happiness, right? And how would we do that? Like every day, like movement. When I'm saying movement creates it, you can move your body. Like you can, continue to like do the walks and do yoga. I'm a big proponent of yoga, so I don't miss a single day without yoga and mindfulness in my life, right? So you could choose whatever you like to do every single day. And that really changes your physiology. And every single morning you can have that ritual for yourself that this is how I'm going to start my day, with some movement and with some intention that this is how I create my happiness. So that's one, right? Changing your physiology. And the second thing, and I would like to actually give an example of this right now, is that I went to a store here in America. There's a store called Costco, and it's a huge store, very big store, and they sell things that are in bulk. So I went to that store for my grocery shopping, and there was this man. They always have stations, and they give samples of things that we can actually try and eat. So that it's a great way of knowing what you're getting before you buy it. So this person was standing behind the table, and I would say that he was approximately 75 years old. 75 years old, and other people that I saw were giving out, here you go, here, try this sample, or they weren't even saying anything, and they were like, this is the sample, or it was just kept on the table. But this man, 75 years old man, he just had a big smile on his face. He had so much enthusiasm with which he was talking, and he was saying, come on, how's your morning going, fellas? Come in, try this. It's going to make you so happy, or whatever that he said. Doesn't matter what he said, but the way that he said it made all the difference. He just showed what happiness is, right? With that. So the way that he conducted his body, the way that he showed his smile, it was just amazing. And I wanted to have what he had, not the thing that he was giving. I'm like, doesn't matter what you're giving me to taste, but I want to have what you have inside of you that is making you happy, right? So that I thought that was such a brilliant, like, I'm so glad that I met such a man at the age of 75, having so much zest in his life. So that's one, the way that you conduct your body, right? The second piece would be focus. So where do you focus? Where is your focus? Each day we do the things that we do, and what is it that we are focusing on? Am I focusing on, because whatever thoughts that you have, that creates a feeling inside of you. So if I'm thinking every day, oh my God, I have to do this. This is so boring, If I say, oh, I don't know, I have to speak to like 30 people here, or okay, when will this be over? If I'm thinking that, I'm not going to be enjoying. But I say, oh my goodness, I get to speak in front of 30, 40 people and, share my knowledge. I want to share my experiences and make their lives a little bit better, even if it's a little bit better, and they get to learn one or two things. I would be so grateful for the opportunity that I got, Dr. Vedkar, sir. So this is my thought, that this is such an amazing moment right now with spending my time. Actually, I would say investing my time with you all, because I never like the word spending my time with people. I like to say investing my time with people, because I'm investing in myself as well. So where is my focus? Am I focusing on what's missing in my life, or what's boring, or what's not good? Or am I focusing on something that is, in whatever my situation is, I can still find something positive about it, and then I can focus on that. And that will create, again, it'll change my state. If I'm feeling dull, and if I feel sad or mad about something, I might just change my state, because I just, shifted my focus from being fearful or being angry to one of gratitude of what I have already in my life, in the situation that I'm in. So the first thing was physiology, changing your body, changing your state through your body. Second was focus. How am I focusing? Here I would like to give an example of, again, this was again an article that I read, that this person was in a store, and he used to just bag groceries. Like, when you came to the counter, and there's one person who's a cashier, and he's just, scanning your items. And there's another person who's just putting things in the bag, right? So this bagger, that's what they call, like, bagger. The bagger was putting groceries in the bag. And what would happen, that people, when they came home, they would open the groceries and find a small chit, a small slip of paper in it, a post-it note in it, and with a very beautiful message, oh, I love your smile. Or it could say, I hope that you have a wonderful day. Thank you for shopping here. Or such powerful, uplifting messages he would put on his own. It was, when he was interviewed, it was not that the grocery store told him to do anything. He just did it on himself. The way that he saw that I'm probably, this job that I have, I get to, create happiness in other people's lives. And maybe that could be the only way that the person that he's bagging groceries for could be happy. Maybe he was having a bad day, but still this note probably changed his state. So this was such an amazing, such a simple thing. So we might think, oh, if I get that job, then I'll be happy. Or if I get this promotion, I would be happy. But this person is just happy and spreading happiness with just being a bagger, like, and putting those chits. It's so wonderful. So I'm like, yeah, it's so wonderful that we can create happiness for ourselves and people around ourselves as well, any way we want. So the first is physiology, second is focus, and the third is the language. What is the language that I am speaking to myself, right? What is the language? And whatever the situation is, what meaning I am giving it to us. So in our minds. So one is that this situation has come to me, and this person that I may or may not like has come to me, and I am talking to the language that I use and the way that I conduct myself in the interaction or in the situation is actually some thinking that I am doing, the language that I am speaking for within my head. One could be that, really, do I have to do this? Especially when tax season comes. Tax season comes and we have to do our taxes. This is my biggest thing. Oh my God, I have to do the taxes, and it creates some kind of icky feeling about it, that I have to do my taxes, right? Versus, oh my God, I get to do the taxes. I get to do the taxes because when I pay taxes, the government gets it, and they can utilize those funds for many things for betterment of our country, right? This is one example. You could change your language to saying, oh, do I really have to? I don't know why I do this, or why this happens to me, to I get to do this because it will create whatever that situation is. And from I have to I get to, because I am going to create something beautiful out of it, right? So the third thing is that when we change our language, it also creates a feeling inside of us, and we notice a change in our state. Again, in the change in our state due to physiology, due to focus, and our language that we are speaking daily, not just with others, but within ourselves. Within ourselves also changes our state of being, from happy, from sad, mad, regretful, to being happy. So these are the three things that you can do to change your state and bring happiness, create happiness from within, generate happiness from within, and not think that, oh, the situation is going to give me happiness, or the other people are going to give me happiness. So these are the three things, but I also give you a tool. So the tool would be, it's a broad statement, very big statement that I'm going to make, is that all you need is a single mindful moment to change your state. All you need is a single moment. So along with you all, let's give ourselves that moment right now, a single minute, I would say. 1 minute is all you need to change your state. So let's all just sit straight, shake off our arms, shake off our head, and just keep shaking. Now let's bring our arms out. Just bring more energy to your body, but just rotating your arms, maybe any way that you feel like moving, maybe twisting a little bit. It's early morning right now, but for me, and night for you, but we can do the movement any which way we want. Now let's add breath to it. Take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out, take a deep breath in and breath out. Maybe if you feel like closing your eyes, you may close your eyes. And in that, I will bring in my focus. I am so grateful today that I have this body. I am so grateful today that I have a great family. And I'm choosing my language. I get to be with my family. I get to share my knowledge with you all. I get to do so many wonderful things and create a situation for others. Be happy, be in service, because whenever we are in service, we can never suffer. Service ends our suffering. So let's enjoy our life. The way of doing it is to just change our physiology, change our focus, and change our language. And all I need is 1 mindful minute. Thank you so much for having me here and giving me this opportunity to speak in front of you all. Thank you, Dr. Baitkar, sir. Anybody would like to share anything or ask anything? Yeah, anything.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good
Thank you
evening.
for the wonderful guidance and the practical session that we got many things that how to make thyself happy and how to touch with the harmony. And thank you so much, ma'am. My question is uh, how to train the brain for happiness.
Oh, beautiful question. Thank you so much. Right? We might think like, okay, right now, if I may ask you, how are you feeling right now? What would you say?
Now I am feeling very happy because I have I have heard many happy things, so I am happy now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just 5 minutes ago, I ate gulab jamun, so I'm happy.
Oh my goodness. No, thank you so much, Sham Suraj.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, so a very good question, Sham Sureshji. It is probably you were so right, first of all, in saying how we can train our brain. It is such an important question because you didn't say, oh, this is out of reach, it's not possible, but you're asking the question, how can I train my brain every single day to get to that state, right? So one of the things that I mentioned was having a morning ritual, right? What I mean by that is whenever I wake up in the morning, the first thing, because I am with myself, right? I'm the first person to be with myself. And if I am not creating my own happiness, if I am not happy within, then I cannot give anything to cannot give anything to others that I don't have. I can only give what I have. There's a beautiful quote by Swami Chinmayananda, and he says, if you don't feel happy within yourself, then why inflict your suffering with others? Because we think that other people will make us happy. So how to train this brain every single day when you wake up? The first thing is that you're spending time with yourself. You want to love yourself. You want to make sure that you're happy within. For that, you could start with just when you wake up. You feel grateful. You feel grateful, first of all. You can fold your hands, and just before coming out of bed, you can fold your hands and say, thank you, God, so much for this for this day that you have given me, this body that you've given me. That is one thing that you could do. And then what you could do, like you can, get ready or whatever, or maybe just take a bath and all, and then do a movement practice for you. It could be as simple as some body movements, like some rotation, neck rotations, shoulder rotations, opening up your lungs a little bit. We added breathing to it. Those are little simple things that you can do. And and I said in the beginning, I'll make it simple, doable, and fun. So make your, and this is my idea of, movement. This is my idea of breathing and going about it. Your idea of movement could be something else. Maybe a early morning walk gives you, puts you in this state of happiness. I love walks, so going on a walk could be your thing. So that is one, the physiology, that you're changing your body. You're changing your body to be to change your state. Second is the focus. While you're on the walk, what are you focusing on, right? And the way that I can actually train my brain to focus on the positive versus the negative is by noticing what am I feeding my brain every day. If I'm feeding my brain every day with news that is somebody dying and this happening, wars happening or things like that, every single morning I see people could be first thing pick up their phone and check the news. If that's what I'm doing, it is 100% changing your state. But instead, if I can listen to some audio programs, I can listen to something uplifting, maybe YouTube videos or something, that podcasts, right? Spotify, or all these, all these resources are free. Or you're in India, we can listen to the great saints and sages that we have here in our country. Our country is rich with people who can guide us, right? You can definitely start your day. Like, it takes 10 minutes, you start your day with that. And then maybe that thought, I'll give you one simple thought that Sadhguru gives is, you wake up in the morning and you say, oh, I'm breathing. Oh, I'm alive. It's 7:55. Oh, I'm breathing. I'm alive. Such a great blessing, that would shift your focus. And the way that you're talking about it, that's the language that you're speaking. I get to have another day with my loved ones. Right? So these are the things that you could do every single, or TV. The TV might be going every day, probably the whole day or whatever. Like, I'm just saying, be very conscious of what I am taking inside from all the senses. What am I hearing? What am I seeing? What am I taking in my body? Everything changes something inside of you. It changes your body, it changes your mind, it changes, then how you feel. Does that answer your question, Sham?
Thank you so much, ma'am. Can I add some points, ma'am?
Yes, of course.
Yes. Last 24 years, I am working as a school teacher, and my experience that for this happiness and harmony, I did some activities just like yoga, meditation, mind and movement, playing outdoor games and indoor games, making fun with the children, telling jokes, then breathing practices, movements, reading nice article, exercises, playing with the pets, laughter club.
This is the happiness index.
Then drawing cartoons, watching cartoon movies, and making nice food, and having a nice chat with the friends.
Beautiful. That's if you can be with kids, I think it's the best job that you have, the being with kids, because kids are naturally happy, and especially like even younger and younger kids are just naturally happy. I have spent my life actually teaching kids. Oh, what a joy it is with kids. So and thank you for all the steps that you are taking to create happiness on your own. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much, Matt. Thank you so much.
My very small question is there. So,
Yes,
sir,
Dr. Bilal.
as told before, one question, happiness index. I had wrote the research paper, happiness index and career development. My
Oh.
question is that while I am working in the department or organization, the other people just leading to create the unhappiness. So what is to be done in such situation?
Hmm.
Atmosphere.
Yeah, good question. Good question. So
Organ- supposed to they are creating the organizational nuisance.
hmm, no, good
How we
question.
will be happy?
No, good question. Thank you so much.
Yes, go ahead.
So what we are doing here is when we are saying that we are taking our happiness in our hands, is any in any of these steps, I there's no other involved. I am first creating it within me, right? And if there is somebody that is, that you are having a problem with, then how about having a dialogue with that person, and going in with a lot of empathy. Is it possible that that person is that's the only way that he or she has seen in life, the way of doing things? Is it possible that that person has had something going on in their lives that has made them bitter like that, and creating nuisance for others, because for others in the organization or whatever, right? So what if we became curious to know their side of the story, right? What is making them do those things, and when we are curious then, and reach out with empathy, that, oh, this person probably has something that's going on, due to which this person is behaving in such a manner. When we get curious like that, we drop the judgment about it, and we come in with a lot of empathy, and then have a dialogue. And let's see, maybe one time he'll be like, what are you doing? What are you saying? I don't want to engage with you. Maybe he would just ignore you completely, or shove you or back completely. But it's possible that the second time, the third time, and the fourth time, maybe he just kind of changes, because repetition, as we are consistent with our behavior towards them, or we're consistent about our mindset about them, if changing our language about them. Why does he always do this? I wonder, what is it that is making him do such things? How is this? Do you feel the change in my the way that I am saying it is different? And when we approach it, when so language comes when we have certain thought in our mind, and that gives a force to my language, the way that I speak. I don't know why he always does that. I'm so fed up about it. Rather, I wonder, I'm curious, what makes him do these things? What is the reason that he's creating ruckus in the organization? Does that help, Dr. Vilasji? Yes, Chetan Kumarji.
Very, very good evening, Arti ma'am.
Good evening, Chetan Kumarji.
Yeah, I think life is very beautiful. If anyone challenge, this is not. I'm ready to accept this challenge. I said life is very beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when I go into deep of this word, life is beautiful. I think let me give us some for a while to get into my in within. Oh, Yes, this the rhythm of happiness and harmony. I don't know, Honorable Vedka sir, respected Ma'am Arti, respected all participants, to get me or not. But this is my happiness. This is my happiness and harmony. And one thing is very clear, ma'am. To go into happy and harmony, one has to feel the pain and agony. Unless and until there is a taste of pain, agony, no one can be feel from in within happiness and harmony. So the creation of happiness and harmony with in the root of pain and agony, what everyone is suffering in one way or the other. And there is a age factor from childhood to adult one. This age level is there which decide how this age people, children, would remain happy and in harmony. Every situation, condition changes. Condition changes, situation may get changes. So this is not a fix. This go on changing continuously. But be hopeful with the happiness and harmony. The little kid, if you give him a chocolate, ice cream, he become happy. Because happiness world is within the chocolate and ice cream. Because he likes it. But if you offer chocolate and ice cream, a person, he may not accept. So their happiness lies in different situation. And hence, this is a very vast topic. Harmony and happiness is not limited. It's limitless. We can talk this on. And hence, we must focus on the various parameters on which happiness depends. I know, ma'am, Arti madam, she is very happy. She is doing her presentation in such a nice mood. She may be trying to create from in within. But again, to gain this situation, you have to burn in the pain and agony of your life to overcome this situation. And I congratulate you, ma'am. So nicely explained the topic of happiness and harmony. Really, we all become very happy.
I add
So
something.
my question is that how to create pain and agony in life so that we could search for a harmony and happiness for life.
Thank you so much, Chetan Kumarji, for that question. I have never heard this question. How can I, create pain
So
to get to
I want to
happiness?
I want to add a very important point about the happiness. How to create the happiness. So can I speak
Let my
one
question
minute?
first get it clear, madam. Then we'll go for next question.
Sure. Thank you.
बहुत बड़ा question हो गया sir.
So very quickly, I will say what you touched upon is absolutely actually serious, in the sense that we think that the pain is going to make us sorrowful. But what if pain was the portal to peace? Because when I have pain, I don't know how many of you have heard or listened to Mahabharat story. I'm not sure. But in that story, regardless of who's heard, who's not, in that story, there is a mother, Kunti, and she and her kids have gone through a lot of suffering throughout lives. And in the end, when everything gets good and they get back their kingdom, there is one statement she makes is, "Oh Lord Krishna," like she's talking to Krishna, "I have only one prayer. Keep giving me pain, keep giving me suffering, so that I always remember your name and create my own happiness." So that is, if we can learn that, Chetan Kumarji, then we can look at pain in a very different light. We can actually accept that pain and see how can I grow within that pain, because growth and progress also gives happiness. So if I'm growing and I am progressing in a way that, oh, I told myself, think of a time which was very difficult for you, and you pulled through it, how happy it makes you feel, because you overcome that, you overcame that, you made some progress, you made great strides towards it. Had it not been the pain, and life is beautiful, as you said, it has these waves of giving us situations that are favorable to us, not favorable to us, favorable to us, not favorable to us. And if that was not the case, and if we wanted everything to be flat line on a screen in hospital, is death. So if we can just shift that focus that, hey, this is life, and let's see how I can navigate this, and then I look at pain in a very different light. Thank you so much. Yes, Dr. Vilasti, or whoever wants to speak.
Professor, after yes.
Hello, good evening, Dr. Betka sir, principal sir, and good evening, ma'am. I think for you over there, what is the time? Early morning.
It is 7:18 in the morning.
In the morning, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so wonderful presentation you have made, and happiness and harmony. These are the two important aspects, and home and working place you very clearly mentioned in your topic. That is a very great thing. So I think, when we are talking about the happiness, when we are getting up early in the morning and you can hear bird sounds, and if you go out in the garden, you will find, what kind of happiness they are having, when the day cracks. So I think that is one of the happiness. And the children, they are having a very, sometimes we show our happiness, it seems to be little artificial, but the children are very innocent and their happiness is wonderful. So I think these are the examples, but what I feel, happiness, people try to find it out in objects and some car or some home or something like that. But once we achieve that, that happiness then disappears. So, we try to search happiness in objects. But if you want to have eternal happiness, what kind of things, no doubt the spirituality and spiritualism, and if you are devoting yourself, so that happiness, it goes more, like eternal happiness. What else we can do, to get eternal happiness? Because, we achieve something and we get that happiness and then it disappears. And then how it will turn into harmony. I'm from the medical field, and I can see, the patients are getting cleared with their complaints. The happiness is wonderful, happiness is there. And these people the patients remember me for a very long time. Because of me, this has happened. So that happiness is there with us, no doubt. But what is the eternal happiness? What do you think about this? Please. Thank you, ma'am. Otherwise, wonderfully blessed. And you talked about Swami Chinmayananda. I think I have worked with Swami Purushottam, who was a pupil of Chinmayananda. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I love how you said that people come to you, patients come to you, and you're changing their lives, and that makes you happy. And that goes back to what I said in the in the presentation, is when we are in service, we can never be suffering. So only when we are in service to others, we won't suffer. And you said about eternal happiness. I'll come to that. But before that, when to talk a little bit about suffering, serving, is Mahatma Gandhi said once that the best way to find oneself, which is a big S self, the capital S, the best way to find oneself is to lose oneself, the little self, the ego self, in service of others. So when I say big self, like capital S self, which is, what is my true nature? I want to actually, spirituality tells us, and great saints and sages tell us that you are happiness yourself. Happiness is your true nature, right? And the only thing then, when they are saying happiness is my true nature, I'm sitting here, brooding over some past, occurrences, or anxious about future occurrences, what might happen to me, or what happened in my life, or what might happen to me in my life, then I am not in that, right? I'm not feeling that I am happiness. I don't feel it. It's that because if the sages are telling us that you are divine, you are eternal happiness, but I'm not feeling it, it's because I have kept a lot of baggage in my head. I have a lot of baggage in my head of what I believe myself to be. I believe myself to be Arti, and from that, I am going out in the world. What if, just like these saints and sages, if I had this thought that I am divine, I am eternal happiness, I am that Sat Chit Anand, or, the existence, consciousness, and bliss within, then who can ever touch me? I am not this body, I'm not this mind, I am not nothing, not these senses, nothing. I am that eternal happiness myself. That is my true nature. Then who can touch me? No situation can touch me. And why do we create? Have you thought about this? Why do we even crave happiness? That's because that is it's proof that it is our true nature, and we want to come back to our true nature. So we want happiness, we crave happiness because that is our true nature. Fire is hot, and it is absolutely in peace, harmony, and by being just hot. That's the nature, the hot, and giving light, and burning is its nature. And it's always that, if you change that, just like water is in that water state, if you keep an ice cube outside, it will go back to water, because everything wants to go back to its natural state. And if we go by that definition, we want to always crave happiness. That means that is our true nature, that we want to always go back to our true nature. So if we can actually get that and know that, hey, I'm not Arti, I am that consciousness and bliss within, then game is over completely. It's over now. Then there's no striving towards happiness. But then I have to create that, because I said that we have a lot of baggage in our heads, in our minds, that we have to come out of that, right? We have to come out of that. And these are the ways that we can, work towards, karma yoga. Like we can, being in service is the best way. And, bhakti yoga, maybe, prayers, right? And do a lot of things. And then, of course, if I get one correction that I am divine, I am blissful, my nature is blissful, I'm not this body, I'm not the mind, I can go beyond that mind right now, then that's it. That's all I need. But if I cannot, then I have to work on my mind every single day to remove the baggage and be in service of society, so that I can that mind which is clean and clear, that knowledge will dawn upon me that I am that blissful self, and I need to do nothing to or have in my situation in my life any situation to make me happy.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And I think the real key of happiness is within us only. No one can make us happy.
Correct.
And I think we should learn. Someone was asking how to train oneself. And really, once we should train ourselves. To because otherwise, so many things happens in our life. From morning to night. Which hurts sometimes. Sometimes. The unpleasant incidences happens.
Correct.
But I think that internal happiness is there. It remains there only. So that mindfulness is one of the very important key. What I feel. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Yeah, just being with yourself, being mindful of how I'm conducting in society, how I'm actually using my body physiology, what's my focus, and what's my language, and how I'm using all three to serve the society. Thank you so much, Dr. Swanand.
Good evening, Arti ma'am.
Good evening,
And
Devdas.
good evening, all of you. Thank you, Honorable Principal Dr. M.M. Bedkar sir, and all organizing committee members. Thank you, ma'am. It is a very nice presentation, and your lecture is informative, knowledgeable. This information is useful for us. I have two questions. First question is happiness and harmony same? Second question is, what is the harmony in work and life?
Awesome. Good. Thank you so much for that question. So when we talk about harmony, it is again this state, like, we always say peace and harmony, right? Let's have peace and harmony around, right? So when we are creating peace within ourselves and harmony within ourselves, we can create it around, or maybe if we can strive to create it around us, right? But at least we know that I am in harmony means what my thinking is, what my speech is, and what my actions are in perfect alignment, right? What I think, what I say, and what I do are in perfect alignment, then I have harmony within myself, right? So speech, thought, speech, and word. All three things in alignment. So today, for example, I would say that today I want to wake up and do my yoga practice. I think that, and I sleep, right? At night. In the morning, I get up, things happen. I don't get to my yoga mat, right? I had thought that I will do it, but I and I spoke about it that I will do it, but in action, it didn't turn out that way, right? So when this is happening, that thought and speech are saying something, but the action is saying something else, then there is a misalignment within myself, and that will disrupt the harmony within, right? So having that alignment between my thought, word, and my actions is what harmony is. And when I know, think of the time that you said what you thought, and you did what you said and thought, how happy that makes you feel. It is in perfect harmony. You are in perfect harmony with what you want to do, and you said you would want to do. Like I certainly, day in and day out, this is how I feel. Like if I have said something, if I've thought of something, if I've said something and I do it, that is just so peaceful to me, and then of course I'll be happy about it, right? Peaceful and blissful. So harmony is bringing our thought, word, and action in alignment. Does that help, Devidas ji?
I think that your explanation is excellent and wonderful. First of all, I congratulate you, and Secondly, chief organizer is also congratulate. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank
Thank you
you,
so much.
Principal Dr. Bedkar, sir.
Yes. Mhm. Hmm. Awesome. Thank you so much for the opportunity, and I am privileged here to be with all of you. And I get to, taste a little bit of India while sitting while sitting in America. Thank you so much, and I hope that whatever I shared was simple, it was doable, and it can be fun. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much. Everybody, thank you so much for participating here. And thank you, Dr. Bedkarsi, sir, for inviting me. It was my pleasure, honor, and I'm truly grateful for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Today I have sent our group link to many groups, so many people joined, sir.